Irregular verbs taking the same form in past simple and past participle. Part 7.
Withhold. Withheld. Withheld. The government decided to withhold her new passport after it emerged she was using someone else's name. The witness has withheld his testimony. His salary was withheld after they suspected him of embezzlement. Withstand. Withstood. Withstood. This high-rise building was designed in such a way as to withstand an earthquake. His works have withstood the test of time. The doctor said that it was a miracle she withstood such intense cold without freezing to death. Ring. Rung. Rung. She wrung the washing and hung it out to dry in the sun. The mafia had wrung a huge amount of protection money out of the owner of the casino. I'll wring your neck when I get a hold of you.
Irregular verbs with the same form in the infinitive, past simple and as past participle. Part 1.
Beset. 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 My employer still hasn't paid me for overtime, explaining that the company is beset with financial difficulties. Money problems have beset the company lately. Retraining in a useful skill was a problem that beset the majority of the unemployed. Bet. 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 He bet 10,000 euros on a horse that came last. I bet she can't do it. She bet me all her wage that I wouldn't do a bungee jump. Bid. 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 Have you really bid $1 million for that painting? You can bid for the items online in this auction. Many contestants on the TV program bid to become the top chef, but there can only ever be one winner. Broadcast. Broadcast. Broadcast.
Broadcast. Broadcasted. Broadcasted.
The performance was broadcast live all over Europe. Next weekend they will broadcast the president's speech. He broadcasts every rumor and item of gossip he hears. Burst. 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 Her wardrobe was bursting with new clothes that it was unlikely she would ever wear, not that it stopped her buying more new clothes. He burst into laughter and couldn't say a word. The water pipe might burst if the temperature drops below zero. Bust. Bust. Busted. Bust. Busted.
Bust. Busted. Busted.
The verb bust is an informal verb, considered a colloquialism in both British and American English. According to Longman Dictionary, the past simple and past participle forms are bust or busted, with bust preferred in British English and busted in American English. The following examples of sentences with the form bust and busted would not likely be used by a British English speaker, unless they were heavily influenced by Americanisms or were unaware of the correct use of British English.
I bust my phone while rushing to work this morning.
I smashed my phone while rushing to work this morning.
My brother-in-law was busted for possession of drugs.
My brother-in-law was arrested for possession of drugs.
She busted her family-run cafe by taking a lot of payday loans.
Her family-run cafe went bankrupt due to a lot of payday loans she took. Moreover, in American English the past simple and past participle of the verb bust is bust, in the sense of smash, break, go bankrupt, and busted, in the sense of arrest or demote. For example,
I have just bust my head against the wall.
I have just smashed my head against the wall.
Ryan was busted to a private as punishment for a misdemeanor.
Ryan was downgraded to a private as punishment for a misdemeanor. Cast. 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 The director had cast her in the leading role, though the producer wasn't convinced of his choice. The kerosene lamp cast a dark shadow on the walls of the empty room. How do you cast a face in plaster? Cost. 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 Costed. Costed. The verb cost also has the past simple form and the past participle costed, where it means to estimate the cost. For example, he'd costed the entire investment and decided that it was unprofitable. My new iPhone cost a lot. How much did it cost? €30. That faulty electric toaster nearly cost me my life. Cut. 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 Ow! I've cut my finger. She peeled 5 potatoes and cut them into French fries. Cut the pizza into 6 pieces. The company would not have survived if it hadn't drastically cut the price of its products. Forecast. Forecast. Forecasted. Forecast. Forecasted. Heavy rainfall has been forecast for today on the East Coast. Many believe that Nostradamus forecasted the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic. I took my umbrella as heavy rain was forecast today, but it turned out to be very sunny. Hit. 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 The current unemployment situation is likely to hit us as well. He lost control of the car and hit the fence. Terrorists hit the World Trade Center in 2001. hurt, hurt, hurt. Your words have hurt her deeply. You need to apologize. Did it hurt much? You are only hurting yourself, no one else. Megan hurt herself with a knife while cutting the bread. Input, input, inputted, input, inputted. Have you inputted all the data into the system yet? She input all the monthly expenditures to the spreadsheet. As a data administrator, your main responsibility is to input all data to our database. Knit, 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 knitted, knitted. The form knit, as past simple and past participle, is used in the sense of to join somebody, something together, or to make a broken bone grow again. In the sense of making clothes with knitting needles, the form knit or knitted can be used. She has knitted this pattern many times before. The bone of his broken wrist knit together very quickly. They are knit together by a common cultural background. Let, let, let. I don't let my children go to bed late. The flat is already let. If you had let me help you, you wouldn't be in such a difficult situation now. Lip read, lip read, lip read. My aunt teaches deaf children to lip read. She lost her hearing at the age of 8, but only a few months later she could lip read easily. He lip read the whole conversation. Learning to lip read is challenging as many enunciation patterns resemble others. Miscast, miscast, miscast. The director has definitely miscast the lead role, but no one can convince him otherwise. I think Tom Cruise was miscast in War of the Worlds. To miscast an actor or actress can ruin a film. Mishit, mishit, mishit. Emmanuel Emanike has again mishit his shot. He had a couple of good opportunities, but sadly mishit both times. How could you mishit so badly? Misread, misread, misread. Sorry, I've misread the label. You only take 1 tablet before meals. I thought she likes me, but I obviously misread her signals. Don't misread the instruction, read it thoroughly, step by step. Misset, misset, misset. The apparatus didn't function properly and it turned out that it had been misset. Although the worker paid great attention to detail when assembling the devices, he misset a dozen batches, which then had to be reassembled. This model of wristwatch is incredibly complicated and easy to misset, even by an experienced watchmaker. Offset. 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 He offset his lack of protein by eating a steak. His sharp jawline offsets his innate masculinity. To offset work-related stress, she practices yoga and listens to meditation music. Outbid. 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 You've been outbid. Try to increase your price offer. We outbid all our competitors. The other company has outbid us and won the tender.